What is up, ShadowZone? Man, there you go again. Every time. What's up, ShadowZone podcast fans? I'm your ghost host with the most, Brian James, followed by always my co-host, my right-hand man, funky like a monkey, too sweet to be sour, the Leaning Tower, Mr. Eldon.
You know, man, you always get me in that dang coffee break. I don't know what it is. This is the third time in a row you've caught me in that. So is this like you got something against me, or are you creeping on me, man? You just know when I do that, or what?
I do, man. I do.
Well, that's good. That's good because I love my coffee breaks, man. But that's cool that you interrupt me because we got a couple people coming on tonight, man. That I'll put those coffee breaks aside because we got the man Robert with us tonight. And I think we've invited Christina in tonight as well. So, last time we had Christina on, I had kind of a little emergency situation take place. I had to kind of run out on her, and I feel bad. But I'm here tonight, and we're going to talk with her and see what's up with her. And I think we're going to have a good time, Brian. And we do have a little special guest tonight that we haven't really talked about, but we're going to bring him on too.
Oh, yeah. Good old K-Dog.
K-Dog the man. K-Dog the man. And, K-Dog, he has a little business running, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it tonight and let us know all about how we can give him some business, man.
Well, there's one thing I got to say before we go any further here, and that's
I'll press that of YouTube world so they can kiss my ass.
Hey, Peppermint Patty.
Peppermint Patty. Crotch Goblin.
Good Lordy, man. You're going to give me a headache, man.
Oh, get our asses in trouble one of these days.
Man, I'm just a ride along here, All right. So who's our guest tonight there, Brian? Let's talk about him. Let's bring him on, man.
Oh, let's talk about Robert for a second. This man is phenomenal. He's interviewed the man Ted Bundy himself. He considers himself a children of light. He spends his last couple hours with children that are about to pass away. He goes from town to town helping homeless shelters. I mean, I have the utmost respect for this man.
So let me get this right. So let me see if I heard you right there, Brian. He has interviewed the famous serial murderer Ted Bundy, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, and it's a hell of a story.
Outstanding. That's cool, man. And he helps the homeless. I know personally that he does that. I just got a post there on Facebook showing a gentleman that he was with. They had some breakfast that morning, and that really touched my heart pretty hard that day, and it made my day. And dude, it was something that it'll touch you in just ways that you'll never believe. And it just, nothing that day for me could bother me. And I had the most awesome day that day. It was pretty cool to see that. And it just put me in an awesome mood, dude. That's outstanding. So why don't we go ahead and bring Mr. Robert on, and he can tell us a little bit about what he does and what he's about and some of his experiences that he's had.
Yeah. You ask, I will deliver.
Awesome.
Oh, Robert.
Good evening. Hi, Eldon. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. And Eldon, Eldon, we have to get talk FaceTime and talk about Arizona, because my experiences there at the state hospital there in the Arizona State Hospital in Phoenix. I did several internships there, also at Maricopa County Hospital. Okay. Go ahead.
Now, Maricopa County Hospital, believe it or not, back in 1987, that's where my daughter was born, actually.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, because I was there to do my internship like in 76, 77. Okay, I was 6 months at Maricopa, and then I came back and I did another 6 months at Arizona State Hospital. And as you know, they were kind of like on the same property. There was just a fence that
right. Yeah.
And so my is in Tombstone and in Bisbee and in and even in the White Tank Mountains, and also in Goodyear, Luke Air Force Base, Jerome, Sedona, Prescott, Oak Canyon. Oh my, Zion National Park, and and also in Page, at Lake Powell and such. So I've been all over, and I love every aspect. I love every aspect of Arizona. The Yuma, oh my God, the old Yuma prison hospital, not hospital, but it's a prison in Yuma. Just a lot of things,
and you're mentioning a lot of locations that we're actually putting within the next couple of days. A lot of those locations up on our social media. We've been really driving at building what we've got going on with our organization, and a lot of these places you mentioned are actually coming up on our list to be doing here over the next month and a half to 2 months. So,
wonderful. And do you know?
Go ahead, Robert.
I'm sorry. Uh-oh.
Did we lose him?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. I can hear you now, Robert. I don't know if I lost you there for a second or what, but I can hear you now.
Those damn pesky spirits. That's what it is.
Right.
But when I was in Jerome, in 1975, they still had hippies from the 60s that lived there. And Jerome was not built up like it is now. It was a dusty old town. Let me tell you, a lot of hippies dropping acid, smoking dope. I mean, it wasn't a tourist town like it is now.
Well, let me tell you, Robert, just to give you the good news, brother. Those hippies from the 60s are still there.
Amen. Good.
The paranormal consultant says, "What's up, everybody?"
Hey, what's up, Matt? What's going on, buddy? Thank you for showing up, brother.
And there was, but there are places that were boarded up when I was in Jerome, and I found it was an old hotel. I don't know if it's still there or not. Is it, Elder?
Yes, it is. Matter of fact, that motel has already been renovated, and the new owners, they renovated that particular hotel you're talking about. It's the one that sits on the lower side of the hill. The one at the top of the hill is the Jerome Graham Hotel.
Let me tell you, you will not be disappointed, because when I went there, I was talking to some street folks, hippies, whatever. They were artists on the street, right? And I asked them if I could go in there, and they said, "Well, we don't know who owns it, but the back door's open." So I went in that place. I went in there, and let me tell you, it rock and rolls. It really does. It does. So, Eldon, you guys will have a wonderful time there. You will.
We always do. We always do.
Now you're frozen up.
Can you hear me?
There's Brian.
Sorry, being attacked by my little fur baby here.
But Eldon, you will not be disappointed in Jerome.
That would be great. That would be great. So we absolutely, we'll have to get some FaceTime there, Robert, for sure. But Brian, we've got.
Go ahead.
We've got another guest. I think we want to bring on too. There, don't we, Brian?
Yeah, she is the owner, creator, writer, you name it, she does it. Salem's own Christina Corsetti.
Outstanding. Hi, Christina. How are you?
Hi, how you doing?
All right.
Hey, honey.
Hi.
How are you?
What's that?
What's wrong with your throat?
Oh, hi, Robert. I got sick over the weekend, so I'm just getting over it. So don't mind my hoarse voice.
I will keep you in prayer, okay? This is a phenomenal woman. Christina is phenomenal. She's going to allow me to write some articles for her online magazine, and I'm looking forward to it so very, very much. I am. And Christina, did I send you that thing, Italian Christmas?
Yes, you did.
Oh, that was so great. I love that. But anyhow, I don't want to hog everything up. So go ahead, Christine. Why don't you tell why don't you tell us about yourself? And I'm not even, and this isn't even my show, Brian, and I've taken over already.
You want to say hi?
That's what we bring you on for, Robert. You're the life of the party, my brother. The life of the
My
party.
mom's sneaking in the corner. She wants to say hi to everybody.
Hi.
So the paranormal consultant says, couldn't agree more, Robert. Christina is very talented.
Oh, thank you so much.
Is that Brian?
That's Brian.
Hi,
Hi,
Brian.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Brian.
Just understand this is podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of late. I'm tired, but I'm going to go. I'm
All right,
sorry.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
She has got the sweetest mom in the world.
Thank you, Brian.
Surprise me. She herself is a sweet person.
Daisy, get away from me. Get, I'm trying to do
She's so hyper.
This is all live. You're live.
What do you mean?
The whole world's watching you.
It's on me?
Yeah. What did I tell you?
Who's that?
And we thought we would sneak Kenny there to K-Dog, one of our investigators from Global United. You're on the air, buddy.
Thing on. Hey. I was just doing my eyebrows. I didn't know you guys were gonna pop me on there. I was trying to slick up and look good for everybody.
Powder your face and stuff, yeah.
Right. I mean, well, I was working on it, and then all of a sudden, boom! Here I am on the screen, and then I'm stuck, and now I got to talk. And hey,
You look fabulous.
Well, you look pretty, okay, Kenny? You look pretty.
You know, I try my best. I do. You know, I keep up with I have an image to keep. Is what it is.
Oh, I hate to say it, but Robert's 10 times better looking. But
Years ago.
Hands down, hands down.
So, Christina, can you tell us what's new on your side of the planet over there?
Oh, absolutely. Well, as far as the magazine goes, we have redesigned the whole magazine. We got a new logo. I'm shutting off the entire website and I'm reconstructing it. We have a lot of changes and a lot of new things coming our way. So, it's a great thing over here.
Great, outstanding. Yeah. I can't wait to see what this is going to look like. It's going to give you a whole new image, isn't it?
A whole new image and everything. We're even working on an audio commercial, so that things are working out.
And this is everything in lieu of some good advancement coming up, isn't it?
Yes.
Outstanding. I love it. That is outstanding, Christina. Well, thank you for sharing that.
No
so what volume are you on your magazine right now?
This issue coming out next is issue 6.
Issue 6. Wow.
Just in case, because I think I missed it. Can you tell me the name of this magazine and how people can find it? I mean, it might help.
Oh yeah, this is Beyond the Gravestones. It's a paranormal magazine right now. You can just go on my Facebook page and all the links are there. But I'm working on a new domain and everything like that. You can find everything on my Facebook page.
Awesome.
Ooh,
I know that guy.
What up, guys?
What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Glad you could join us tonight, everyone. This is Adam. He is.
I felt like I just interrupted everybody.
Not at all, man. Adam is the lead investigator for our organization here. So, Adam, we've got Christina with us, and we've got Robert with us, and K-Dog.
Yep, I know that guy.
So there's a reason I told you guys to have a bio ready. You see, this young lady right here is featuring us in a 4-page spread in her paranormal magazine for issue number 8.
Oh, nice.
I don't know, but I think I got 3 or 4 different date opportunities from my bio there because everybody seemed to come back and be like, "Oh, let's go on walks on the beach." You got my bio, right?
Yeah. Like, do I get the centerfold?
Well, Robert,
I cannot understand anything. Nothing but
Robert, you're on issue 8 too.
I think Robert just.
Robert just left. Oh, he did. I wanted him to know that. Well, Robert as well is going to be on issue 8. Oh, there he is.
There's Robert.
Technical difficulties.
And there's Brian.
There he is.
We didn't like our positions.
Yeah. had to move him around a little bit.
Yeah.
Does anybody
So,
else
Robert.
expect the Brady Bunch song to start playing, or is that just me?
So, Robert, tell us a little bit about what you do and what your background is.
Can you hear us, Robert?
Oh,
Someone's
no,
having
I
fun.
can't.
Robert?
You folks keep breaking up. You breaking up.
Oh, whoa. Did anybody just understand what Robert just said?
They
No.
keep breaking him up.
Yeah, I think he's breaking up pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, let's try pulling Kenny and Adam in the back for a few. If that helps out a little bit. All right. Can you hear us now, Robert?
Brian, can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
I cannot hear you. I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
I'm gonna move me and Christina for a minute and see what happens with that.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Lovely. Beautiful. Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you crystal clear, buddy.
Okay. So I don't know. You know what I could do and who is the other gentleman that is on besides Kenny and myself and Christina and Eldon? Who else is on? Who else is that? Adam?
That is Adam, our lead investigator.
I know who that is, do I?
Nope, this is your first time.
Wait, now you're frozen.
Adam, this is Robert. Robert, this is Adam.
Howdy.
Hi, Adam. How are you?
Good. How are you, Robert?
Fat, sassy, and gay.
Yeah. All right.
So, Robert, please enlighten us on everything that you do, brother.
What's that?
Brian, I didn't understand what you said to me.
I said, please tell our audience what all you do and have done.
You can't hear him.
Yeah, he's breaking up on my side too.
You're all garbled.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Hey, Brian, I'm going to jump out and come right back in, okay?
Okay.
No, we'll see what happens with him.
Yeah, no, his connection must be pretty bad up there.
Where is he anyway? Where is he out of?
Right now, he's in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Is he
He's an amazing person. He's got an extensive background. I love it.
Are you there, Robert? Can you hear us now? Okay.
Yes, I can. Thank you. Beautiful.
Much better.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Robert, can you please enlighten everybody what you have done and what you currently do?
Okay. I'm a psychic medium. I also have a master's degree in forensic psychology and clinical social work from the University of Florida. In 1980, myself and 4 other psychologists interviewed Ted Bundy. My first experience was in the paranormal field when I was 4 years old. And I just turned 67 February. I've been involved in 2 exorcisms that have been sanctioned by the Catholic Diocese of Chicago. Okay. Also, I mentor 15 children in which I will call Children of the Paranormal. And their families. These children are from all over the United States. Two of the kids are from Arizona. And anyhow, I also work at the hospital. And hospice is with children who are dying in their homes with these beautiful angels just hours before they leave this earthly dimension for the heavenly dimension. Also, the internship that I did when I was at the University of Florida, it was at Arizona State Hospital in Phoenix, also at Maricopa County Hospital in Phoenix, Arizona, and also at a state hospital in in Sheridan, Wyoming. Also, I was at 2 state hospitals for the state of Iowa. Also, I was at the only lefty colony here in the United States, and that was in Houma, Louisiana. And I was there to do an internship back in the 70s. And so I did many things in the paranormal field. The paranormal field is just part of my life. It's not the entire part of my life. You know, being who I am, I'm I'm Italian, I'm Catholic, I'm gay, but you know what? That doesn't define who I am. What defines me is my heart. So only 25.
I figured that was going to happen.
Go on. I volunteer all over the country. And so God leads me where I need to go. Okay. Like I said, my first experience is when I was 4 years old, and that was in 1958. And so I know what these children of the paranormal are going through, because I had to keep what was going with what I was experiencing in the paranormal. I had to keep it inside of me. So I know these children and what they go through. And so that's why my spirit urged me to help these children of the paranormal to be with them. Several children had already attempted suicide. And statistically, every 15 seconds, a child of the paranormal attempts suicide. Every 16 seconds, attempts suicide. Also, I help the children who are children of the paranormal, that they started to self-mutilate themselves because they felt so down. They were so depressed. Their parents didn't know what to do. They were going through what they were experiencing. Many years ago, it wasn't on a podcast, because many years ago when I first started, it was just radio. And the whole person was very ground. And so these people I work with reached out to me. And like I said, their family, you're there. So,
I think we might be losing him again.
Before COVID, we were all getting together, and but by the grace of God, there's Zoom and there's StreamYard, but they take those telephone numbers. But I think one of the accomplishments children have achieved, they know the turn.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
What's up, Brian?
I gotta go, man. I got a medical emergency right now. My wife is running a fever of 102 and she's pregnant. I gotta go.
Do
All
it.
right. Goodbye.
Night, man. Be safe. Best wishes.
Buddy. All right, let's see if we can get Robert back here. Maybe. I don't know. I think it's thinking there.
Are you going to bed?
It's alive.
I think he's there. Are you there?
Oh, darn it.
There he goes. I think we just lost Adam too.
Man, we're batting 1,000.
Yeah, and we got 6 of you again there, K-Dog. Holy cow. I think everybody's having all these. I think it's everybody but you and me, Christina, having these technical difficulties.
Really?
Well, at least I look good on my end. I can sit here and see myself and I don't turn green.
Yeah, there's 6 of you though. Aren't you? Don't you feel lucky? There's 6 of you now.
You need to stop. You need to whatever it is you've been using tonight. You just need to stop. There's not 6 of me.
Now there's 5 of you.
We got Adam back.
Yeah, my I don't know. For some reason my phone like froze up for a minute.
All right, so I guess we'll see if Robert comes back. Brian is probably going to be done for the rest of the evening, guys. So, Christina, why don't we go with you then? Give us a little background on you, where you come from, how you got started in all this, and what kind of got you motivated to write a magazine on this stuff.
Well, I was born in Beverly, Mass. I graduated out of Salem, Mass. And basically, I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and it's just I've always helped everyone in the paranormal. I share I share a lot of stories, and it's like kind of like just educating the public with these articles all about everything that has to do with the paranormal. So that's how I got started. It was like 20 years ago. I decided I wasn't able to have a Facebook page. So when you're not able to do something, you want to do it more, right? So I made one out of that. And then it turned into Haunted Salem. And from there, it just exploded. And I've been doing this for so long that I just decided one day that I wanted to make a magazine. And I actually made it happen after procrastinating for a few years. It just clicked one day. Actually, I made my first magazine February of this year, the very first issue. So February of this year, I made it on a piece of crap computer, and it just worked. I did it, and it worked, and now we're going places with it. So
that's outstanding. I'm glad that you're doing something like that, Christina, because I can't say that I've ever seen one, a magazine that's dedicated just for paranormal. I've never come across it. Not saying that it hasn't been out there, but I personally have never seen one.
Yeah, and I also help people with advertisement to help their businesses get out there for more people to see, and I also do interviews to help people as well share their stories with the readers.
Outstanding. So, see, I think maybe you should have an article about Robert there. He's got some pretty neat.
I already have. Actually, I'm looking at his notes now.
You're on it.
He's got
awesome background. I love it.
He's got a humongous background.
Yes, he does. And the one that hits my heart the most is that he helps children before they pass. And that alone, I can't thank him enough to do on his own. And I just want to say, Robert, you are in issue 8 with Brian James. That's your issue. Yes. Cool. So you're a few issues away, and I've been working on your questions.
That's fine. Just let me know. Send them out to me, and I will fill them out immediately and get those back to you. Okay.
I just want to thank you for everything that you do, because what you do is very special.
Robert, outstanding, brother. Outstanding, man.
You know what? That I am not any greater or less than anyone else, but I believe that God created me to help our brothers and sisters within the paranormal and out of the paranormal. And let me tell everyone who's listening to this is that I just don't represent myself. I represent everyone. I represent all my family and friends. So when I'm in New Mexico, when I'm on the Navajo Indian Reservation, or when I'm in the Pima, on the Pima Indian Reservation in Arizona, or when I'm in the Appalachian country of Eastern Kentucky and Western West Virginia with our beautiful mountain brothers and sisters who are suffering just as badly as our Navajo and Hopi brothers and sisters are. And, when I go there, I just don't represent myself. I represent everyone. And so I thank you for your support. It's not easy. It's not easy because when I go into these different cultures in society, I have only read about them like in our history books and such like that, and read more about them. But getting to know these wonderful mountain people in the Appalachian country and also into the Alleghenies and such like that, in the Berkshires, it's just wonderful people. And when I got to know these wonderful Native Americans, oh my God, I have learned so much. I have learned so much about American history and about the history of these ancient peoples who were here thousands of years before we were. And just my experiences, and I praise God. I'm not real religious, but I'm spiritual, if that makes sense. But I thank God that I'm able to do what I'm doing. I'm not married, so I can travel. I only have to take care of myself, and so I am blessed I'm blessed in so many ways.
Well, my question though, I mean, sorry to just interrupt, but I mean, that's got to be kind of rough though. I mean, I know being a medium and all, you got a better understanding, I guess that's the way to put it, than most people. But I mean, seeing that with children all the time, I mean, that's got to take a toll on you, buddy.
When I am with these children, going into their homes, being with them in the last hours of their life, Eldon, and my brothers and sisters who are listening to this and watching this, it is difficult. I have to be very honest. I'm a human being. I have emotions. Okay. And a lot of people say, oh, Robert, you're so strong. Bullshit. It has nothing to do with strong. It doesn't. I believe that God gives us abilities and talents to do these certain things. You know, all three of you and my brothers and sisters out there, there's a lot of things that I can't do. Hell, I don't know a K meter from I don't know what kind of meter. You know what I mean? I don't. You know, I don't know how to use that equipment that a lot of people do within the paranormal field. And God bless them. I don't know how to use any of that. So we all have our gifts and we have our own abilities, you know. And God has just blessed me to be with these children. But so, it is. Go ahead.
I might have missed it when you were breaking up there earlier, but when did you start getting this feeling that you were, you know, might be a medium or were seeing other things that people weren't?
In 1958, I was 4 years.
How old were you?
Old. And I woke up 4 years old. I'm old. I'm probably the oldest one here. And talking tonight, and I was 4 years old, and I woke up during the middle of the night, had to go pee. Coming from Illinois, that is my kind of home base. I was born and raised there, but I saw a full apparition of Abraham Lincoln, and he looked at me, and he nodded like this. But he was talking to me. And again, remember, I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
But I felt very comfortable. I wasn't scared. Not at all. But later on, I understood that while he was nodding at me, he was telling me of my gifts and talents and that what I was experiencing was correct. And when he was smiling at me, and Illinois Honest Abe. And so I believe that he was telling me, okay, Robert, you're cool. You have these gifts and talents, go for it. Okay? So I always tell people that I came out of the paranormal closet when I was 4 years old, and I came out of the gay closet when I was 18. And let me tell you, it's been a hell of a ride, And I have a couple of more rodeos in me, and I'm not going anywhere.
I would have to say it's one thing to be seeing the types of things you see at that age, but then to come out like that, I'm sure you experienced your fair share of fun things over the years regarding people not exactly understanding.
Right. And that's why it was so very, very important to me to reach out to these children, because again, when I was born and raised, that in 58, my first experience going into the 60s, my parents and I had to be very, very careful because I could have been taken away from them. I could have been to an asylum. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy back then. It's not a gift. It wasn't considered a gift back then. It's considered there's something wrong with you. Let's see if we can drill inside of his head and fix this.
Well, I completely understand exactly where Robert. I completely understand where Robert's coming from. I mean, my first paranormal experience, I was 7 years old. It was 1978. And, back then you just couldn't really share that stuff with, your family and things. They did think you were crazy. They did think you had things wrong with you. And I remember as a child, it completely went against everything that I was taught by the church, by my pastor and my parents. And, it was devastating to me to see that, because it told me that they were actually incorrect in what they were teaching me. And it was very devastating to realize that and to come to that, realization, and I couldn't share it with anybody. And
so my parents knew, being Italian and Spanish, my parents knew from that spirituality of that heritage, right? But they always said to be quiet. And I went to a Catholic school, right? And I remember when I was in 4th or 5th grade, I was looking out the window because these damn spirits wouldn't leave me alone. God. And Sister says, Mr. Righi, what are you looking outside at? I said, Sister, there's ghosts out there. She came over and slapped the dog shit out of me. She goes, don't be lying to me. You know what I mean? Don't lie to me. But anyhow, I learned by that I needed to keep it to myself and just talk to my parents about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I learned how to turn it on and turn it off. Right after she beat me down like a dog, it was time for reading, right? What did she say? She said, it's time for everyone to open your books and we're going to begin to read. That clicked in my head. Maybe I can spirit world, you know? I can open up the book in my mind to the spirit. And then when you're done, what do? We close the book. I learned how to open myself and close myself to the spirit world. That's how I taught and instructed these beautiful, precious children of the paranormal how to turn it off and how to turn it on. And let me tell you, the youngest one is 5 years old, and the older one right now is 17. And let me tell you, this was many years ago now that it's been 6 years since I've been doing this. And let me tell you, it was easier for the little kids to grasp the idea of opening a book and then closing the book. It was harder for the older kids to understand that. And I think because of technology and whatever, but it was just easier for the kids to understand that. Also, kids don't read a lot of books anymore. You know, they just don't, you know.
They search it on Google.
Yeah, Google.
Yeah, it's all at your fingertips now.
Yeah, and but anyhow, being with these children, and these children, they're so talented, so gifted. Some of them are psychic, some of them are empaths, some of them are mediums, some of them see ghost dogs. That is fascinating to me. Okay,
That's crazy.
And so we go around to these different places, and a lot of these children's families are very poor, dirt poor. They can't afford to travel around, right? And so what we collectively do is put our money together and we go to where they live. To where they live, or we make arrangements for them to meet us, and we pay for their night stay, gas, and stuff like that. And also that we follow for these children. It's just not one time. I mean, you know, this is going on 6.5, 7 years, okay? And I still talk with each StreamYard when it's working correctly, or we use Zoom. We FaceTime. The kids have each other's telephone numbers and stuff. So there's networking there. The parents now don't feel alone themselves. Okay, so if they're having a hard time with or whatever, they contact me. A lot of times they will contact other parents. So I and there are thousands of children out there of the paranormal.
Well, that's pretty amazing.
You know, and these children right now, the children of the paranormal, there's thousands of them, like I said, and they're suffering terribly because their parents don't understand what they're going through. And that's what bothers me, that I can't. And I understand. I can't save the world. I can't. But what I can do is help the 15 that I am mentoring at this very moment.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Amazing. Wow. So Christina, so when did your paranormal ventures actually begin? How old were you, and what got you into it?
One of my first experiences, I was in Gifford Court in Salem, so that was probably around high school. So it's probably in the 90s, because I was born in 78, so I graduated in 96. But just the experiences alone and what I've experienced, and being a paranormal investigator myself for so many years, this is something that just connects with me. And I use that connection to do everything that I do and what I've done.
Mm-hmm. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, Adam,
what up, bud?
What got you into this, man? And where did you begin?
Adam, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, please don't call me that. I know I'm old enough to be your great grandfather, but please. How and why did you get into the field?
Paranormal. Well, I grew up in a house that was built in like the 1860s, and it was built for a doctor that he lived there, and I believe it had like 15 rooms, and that was his office for I don't know, maybe I think we tried looking it up, and it was like 40 years or so. And then, but when we were living there, it was turned into like 4 different little apartments. And there was always weird stuff. This was in my like pre-teens to early teens for about 10 years or so. And a lot of weird stuff would happen. You'd see shadow people out of the corner of your eye, or you just have a weird feeling.
You froze up?
Yeah, when you're a kid, so you don't really know exactly what's going on. But like doors would open and shut, like right in front of you. I mean, there was one time I was laying on the couch, this is when I was older, and the bathroom was being renovated. This was on the upstairs. And there was actually a hole in the bathroom floor that led down to the bottom apartment. So we had to keep that door shut all the time because we had a cat in the house. Well, at like 2 a.m, one night I'm watching TV, just laying on the couch, and out of the corner of my eye, I see the door open and the light turn on. And I'm thinking, did someone just walk in there? Did I miss it? So I'm waiting there, waiting for them either to shut the door or come back out, and no one did. So I get up and walk up there, and no one's in there. I shut off the light, shut the door again, and that was something like we always made sure that door was shut, so no one would like leave it open because the cat would get downstairs, which happened a couple times. And then like we had some like other interesting things happen. Like my little cousin's room ended up being my room later in life, but at this time she was in her crib, and we were all downstairs, and we had a baby monitor because it was like the whole family kind of lived in this building. And I was down in the other apartment, and like over the baby monitor, we started hearing like weird voices, and couldn't really make out what they're saying, but you could hear like a baby crying or something. So like we'd go fly up there and try to get into the room, and the door felt like it was jammed for like maybe 30 seconds, and then it opened up, and the baby's not crying, it's just laying in the crib. And like that room also had an attic stairs that went to it. And every night, like when it became my room, every night I would hear it sound like someone walking right down the stairs, right to that door that was at the end of my bed. And nothing would ever happen. Like you can feel the person walking down the stairs, because it's an old, wooden house. You could feel the people walking down, but it was just never would open the door or nothing, and it's just a bunch of weird stuff like that. So like, faucets would turn on. It even became like a joke in the house, whenever you walk in the kitchen or something, you'd be like, hey, I'm going to go do dishes. You want to turn on the sink? It was just one of those running jokes in the house because weird stuff happened in it. So then.
Okay, Adam, I just heard part of what you said because you were cutting out terribly. But it sounds like that you experienced a lot during your young age and then in your teenage years and such. That what decided? Now he's gone. But
so
Adam,
can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. But before I can.
All right, so it was just
now I can again.
I think that's on your end, Robert.
It's a full moon.
Can you hear him okay, Christina or Kenny?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be on Robert's end.
So basically, it was just a lot of stuff like that. So that is what peaked it, because I always thought I was going crazy. You know, the parents in the house never believed that it was haunted or anything. And they would always tell us that it was just in our imagination. And like, I know that it wasn't, you know, so, but like, I also have always had this like weird feeling like inside of me. Like when I come across, like when I go by like kids' toys, and it's completely random, but like kids' toys will light up around me. Like I thought I was being haunted for many years. And like street lights will turn on and off when I'm under them. And
that's a slider. That's a slider.
Yeah, and that's what I found out. So like I Googled that like 2 years ago only, because like my daughter now, like me and my daughter were talking, and she, you know, just randomly one time we started talking about this, and she came up to me and was like, "Yeah, street lights, you know, turn off when I'm around them and stuff." And I'd never told her that. You know, I've always kept it to myself. And then like we started sharing our stories, and then it got me peaked. Like maybe there is something. Like I thought I was just being haunted, because like randomly kids' toys will just start playing, you know, in the living room while we're watching TV. You know, it'll just start playing. That you'd have to hit a button for it to start playing. Well, and like I've gone through credit cards, multiple credit cards, where I've had to, you know, get new credit cards because my magnetic strip on my cards won't work anymore. You know, like the chip or something.
I'm actually looking it up now because I did a post on sliders.
Yeah, so but what is really weird in my life is like I don't know who it is or what it is, if it's a god, if it's a spirit, or if it's, you know, the Holy Spirit or what, but like I've been placed in many situations where I've had to like seriously help people, like give CPR. Like I ended up like saving 3 people's lives. Like one guy fell down and cracked his head wide open, and I had to, like, no one was around but me, and I had to wrap my shirt around his head, and the ambulance came, and like they're like, if you wouldn't have done this, the guy would have just bled out. You know, he was drinking and trying to walk down the street. And like this, it's just like this one guy. I was in an Uber on my way home from a party at 2 a.m, and there's this guy laying in the middle of the street.
It's a full moon that has a lot to do with it.
What was that?
It's a full moon, so you cut out. But you know what? My angels were telling me when you were telling me this wonderful how you help these people. I believe that God or the universe put us where we need to be at this time. That you were supposed to help these people, and the reason why, Adam, also, I believe in past lives, and you knew these people specifically in the past life.
Yeah, it's been very like weird that way, because I've also had a couple horrific deaths around me, you know, that I was in that location within minutes. Like this one guy, I'd stop at the gas station every time, because I ran a restaurant for 11 years. And after my shift, I would stop at the gas station, you know, on my way home. It was just right down the road from my work. And I would sit and talk to him every night for like 10 minutes. Well, that night, like this night, you know, that I go there, I actually get there 10 minutes earlier than what I normally do, because we shut down a little bit early. And I was talking with the guy, and I left. And 10 minutes later, a guy came in and robbed them for cigarettes and shot him and murdered them.
Damn.
You know, and like I have my concealed carry, so I always had my gun on me. You know, so and like my neighbor, just like 3 years ago, my neighbor was shot. Like my very next neighbor was shot and killed, and I was the only neighbor that talked to him for some reason. But he was shot and killed by his wife like right next door. And then similar situation with the gas station, the other gas station on the other side of my work that I sometimes stop at. I stopped on my way to work instead of after work. And like a half hour later, after I stopped there, that guy was shot and murdered.
Crazy.
You know, and then like being involved in these other three, you know, people that I've literally had to like, you know, the one guy had to pull off the street and make him regain consciousness. This one guy was in my parking lot at the restaurant, and he was actually a brother of one of the employees that worked for me. And he was coming to pick her up, but he just got done working out. And I guess he was taking a bunch of supplements and doing, you know, I don't know what else. She thought maybe drugs, but he was having a seizure in the car and all the doors were locked. And I was inside working. And the employees started to yell
and maybe
for
he was
me.
taking steroids. I don't know. It's not for me to judge whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know.
But now you're cutting out, and I'm not hearing you.
He was taking like supplements and drinking a bunch of Red Bull energy drinks when he was working out. So when he got to the restaurant, she went out to go leave, and the doors were locked, and he was having a seizure. He was all clinched up, biting his tongue and stuff in the car, having a seizure. You could see like blood coming out of his mouth, you know, and stuff like that. So they yelled for me, and they were trying to open the door. They yelled for me. I ran out there, and for some reason, to this day, I don't know how or why, but I was able to grab the door handle and open the door. But
oh, wow.
Two other people
do it, but no one else could.
Yeah, two other people were trying to get in that car. They're even trying to break the window. And I don't remember doing it or anything, but I just remember grabbing the door handle and pulling, and the door opened up. And then I was able to open his mouth and throw like a pen or something he had in his dash in his mouth while I was like rapping on his chest with my hand.
So you saved
him. It brought him out of his seizure. Yeah. And then, you know, the ambulance came and everything. So it's just weird that like I've been around, you know, these different instances where if I wouldn't have been there, it could have been very bad, you know, because the other people didn't know what to do, you know, and for some reason I did. I don't know why or how, but
you were meant to be there. You were meant to be there for that reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's very weird. And then like that slider thing that you were saying, I looked it up, you know, like 2 years ago finally, and I'm 38 years old now. So I went my whole life thinking like, what is going on, you know?
Well, Adam, hold on 1 second, okay? I'm going to validate a couple things for you. And just if you don't mind me saying this, it says here that appliances such as lamps and TVs go on and off without being touched. Light bulbs consistently blow when you turn them off and on. Volume levels change on TV, radios, and CD players. Watches stop working. Children's toys start by themselves, and credit cards and other magnetic encoded cards are damaged or erased. That's what you mentioned on your own.
Yeah.
That validates a lot of that.
I know. I was shocked when I read some of the stuff because I was like, this is it. Like, this is what is happening to me. Yeah. And like, I know Eldon, I don't know if Eldon, but I know Kenny saw the whole light thing happening at one point where I even recorded it. You know, I'm like, look at it.
Don't we have that on video recording?
Yeah,
now?
we do. Like I walk up and the light would like literally get brighter as I got closer to the light.
Yeah.
And then as I walked away, it would go dim and go out.
Street light interference. Yeah, slider.
That's yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Amazing.
So I think that that's what, you know, just all that little stuff got me really interested in the paranormal. Like, why would I be in the right spot?
And now everybody froze
3 times, you know, even maybe a 4th time. Why would I be in the right spot so many times? And, you know, and was I not in the right spot those other 3 times? You know, was I delayed because I got there 10 minutes early? Was I supposed to be there at that time that the guy walked in and shot the guy? You know, it's like, it's very, so it got me thinking about the whole spirit world and what, you know, what is pushing you to, you know, be in these spots and all that stuff.
Adam, what I truly believe in my experience is that the people everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in chance. I don't believe in luck, nothing like that. But I truly believe that everyone that we meet, that I believe that we have met them in a previous life. Okay. And so I would like to personally delve into that with you. Not on, you know, not here at this very moment, but think about it, Adam. Send me a friend request. I don't know if we're friends on Facebook or not. I'm not sure.
I will. I'll definitely do that.
Send me one too.
But anyhow, and also Adam, that there is an older man that is your guardian angel. Okay? He is your protector. He is your protector. Okay? And he's around you 24/7. And I'm getting the sense that you feel him at times and other times you don't. But at times that when you do feel him, it is a bit overwhelming. And we can talk about that later. Okay?
Yeah,
but anyhow, there's other things.
That is, you know, that is pretty crazy because, like, both of my parents had passed. You know, my dad had passed, God, what, 10, 12 years ago now. And my mom.
Don't tell me anymore. I don't want to tell you more.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about your story that when we talk. Okay. But anyhow, send me a friend request and so we need to chat. Okay. Where do you live, Adam?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Where do you live?
Arizona.
Where do you live?
I'm in Arizona now. I just moved. Yeah. I moved from Wisconsin last year.
I like the accent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody lives in Phoenix now, and you know the same places where I lived 1,000 years ago. But anyhow, Adam, send me a friend request even more because there's more than I need to tell you. The things that, and I'll just leave it at that. Okay.
All right, that's awesome. I'll definitely do that.
I actually just sent Adam your profile information, Christina, and yours to Robert. So he has that in his Facebook Messenger.
Yep, I got all that.
I got a little short story. Action experience I'd like to share, if I may.
Absolutely.
And I'm kind of curious on your take on it. And I'll make it as short as possible because I am a little swollen here in the throat and my hoarse voice. But I just want to share this because I do want some opinion, like some feedback. I live in a place for 15 years. It's surrounded 3/4 by woods and 1/4 by highway. So a lot of it was the woods. And my son at the time was probably around 10 years old, if not a little younger. And he used to venture off into the woods on his own. And I used to get mad at him because he would call me in the woods and say, "Mom." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm in the woods." I'm like, "Get out of the woods." And he'd be like, "But something's following me here. You got to stay on the phone with me until I get out of the woods." And I'd be like, "Okay." And I'd be on the phone with him. And it's his voice. And it's him calling me in the woods. And I would stay on the phone until he got out. And then 5 minutes later, he walks in the door. Every time. He must have called me several times a day and many different days. Okay. Fast forward 15 years. My son's 19 now. I mentioned the story to him. He goes, "Mom, I never called you in the woods." I said, "What do you mean you never called me in the woods?" He says, "Mom, I had an iPhone. I had an what are those called? An iPod. I had an iPod. I said, yeah. Generation 4, yeah. That's not a phone, Mom. I have no Wi-Fi in the woods. How am I going to call you in the woods? So I'm curious. And I said, and it took me a minute. And I'm like, oh my God, you didn't have a phone. All you had was an iPod. Who called? He called me. It was his voice. It was my son. I know for a fact. It was my son. And I would get mad at him and mad at him. Get out of those woods. Get out of those woods. I'd yell at him. And then every time he did, he walked in the door. Why would something alter his voice, come to me? What would that phone call to tell me something's following me in the woods, stay on with me till I get off several times. Why would that happen if he never called me? And what would that phone call do if I had no control of him being in the woods and I'm home? I'm not running out after him. So what would that phone call mean? Yeah. Would you have any idea? Because he couldn't call me in the woods. No Wi-Fi, no phone. He had an iPod.
Were you extremely worried at this time by chance?
No, I was doing my own thing.
So you weren't like sitting there worried, where is he? He needs to be coming home or anything like that?
Not at all.
I was thinking maybe it's just a comfort thing to help you out, but
nope.
That's very interesting, because I know of a situation with my lady's brother. Her and her mother would be in the kitchen there at the house, and her brother would leave and go somewhere, store or whatever. But then shortly after, he would come out of his room, come in the kitchen, they would have a conversation. And then he would leave and go back to his room. But then 20 minutes later, he comes in the front door of the store.
That's crazy. That's an experience.
And they're like, "Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You went to the store, you came out of your room, what's going on here?" He's like, "What are you talking about? I just came in from the store." So if that's the case, who are we talking to that came out of your room? Yes. So, I mean, this is something that I've been very intrigued in as well. I don't know much about it. I don't have any, big history on what that is, but it's very interesting, and it's a good topic to get into. And I would love to be able to get some answers on that myself.
Yeah, because it makes you wonder, why would it even happen, and who is it?
Yeah,
especially if he's not in danger or anything.
A lot of it has to do with the house, the history of the house. A lot of it has to do with the history of the land, that type of thing. A lot of it has to do with the child's emotions. It depends how old the child is. If the child is pre-hormonal, things are going to go up the chain even more. And so there are a lot of factors that play into those specific things. There are. And sometimes, sometimes we never find out the reason. It just happens. Yeah. Sometimes we never know. And it just happens, And that, and so that's okay. That's one thing about the paranormal field. It is not an absolute science. It's not.
Right.
There's no such thing as an expert. There isn't. So when I see these damn shows that I hate to watch, and when I see their names, and then it says expert underneath them, I'm ready to poke my eyes out with hot pokers. Really?
There are no experts.
There is no experts.
There are no experts.
No, there's not, because the paranormal field is not an absolute science. It's not.
Nope.
You can get 100 people, 100 mediums or psychics in a room, and they'll come out with 9,000 different opinions.
Yeah.
You can have someone say, "Oh, I'm an expert in EVPs." My ass you are, because 1,000 people could listen to that and have 1,000 different opinions, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's one thing that we need right now in our field, is that we need to be civil to each other. We need to agree to disagree civilly and politely, for God's sake.
Well, I think that is a point for like the whole world at this point.
It's trash.
Oh yeah. The world is upside down. It really is.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It is. But I just wanted to mention briefly that, and maybe this isn't the right platform to do it, but just briefly, that in 2022, the faces of paranormal will change completely for the state of Illinois. And I hope you folks can hear me. I hope it's not garbled.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
Adam,
we can hear you.
Adam, did you hear me?
Yeah,
okay.
I heard you.
Anyhow, okay, and so 2022, the faces of paranormal in Illinois will change. And when it changes, the surrounding states, and it's going to be a domino effect. Once Illinois does this, the entire country, entire state legislation is going to have some type of law regulating spirit groups. They're going to be licensed, $1,500 a year for a license, $10,000 for people who own different, like hospitals, state hospitals, asylums, places like that, right? Also, when people come from out of the state of Illinois into Illinois to investigate, they're going to be charged $3,000 to come in just for that specific time. Okay?
That's so stupid.
And how I know? Go ahead.
Yeah, but they fixed it.
That's just that's so stupid. Like, why would they? What are they just trying to tax to make money off it?
What else would it be, bro? Come on now. Gotta find an extra dollar everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I think on the flip side of the coin there, I think what we're doing in that situation is, I get them making the dollar, but it sounds to me like they're trying to make investigators a little bit more accountable. I'm not quite sure that would be the way to do it.
Weed out the frauds.
That's exactly what it sounds to me like they're trying to do. It's going to get rid of your urban explorers and your fake YouTubers. That's for sure. They're not going to want to spend that kind of money to go in and do it, checking those places out, So that's certainly going to take care of that problem. I just don't know that maybe that's the route to do it. I just don't think that would be the way to do it. But, that's just my opinion. But it sounds to me like that's what they're attempting and trying to do. I see Robert's back with us. There he goes. But I think that's really on the flip side of the coin. I try to take a look at the whole overall scope of things. And I don't think it's a matter of just trying to make money for the state. I really think it's a matter of making, the paranormal field, one, a little bit more legit, two, have the investigators accountable for their actions, and three, put legitimacy to these claims rather than us dealing with all the fake things involved.
Well, then,
Right.
then if that's the case, they should come out with like a government study or something, that's open to the public.
I'm sorry, Robert, go ahead.
A lot of how I know of this is that I received a letter from the Speaker of the House from the state of Illinois down in Springfield, the Speaker of the House, representatives, and also for the Senate here in Illinois, has written me a letter asking me if I would be there in April for 3 weeks to go in front of a committee of both houses to talk about the paranormal. Because what is happening, of all the scammers that are out there, people have gone into residential places and have ripped them off, broken things, all sorts of crap. Right? There are psychic mediums who prey, or they say they are, but they're not, and they prey on people during the most vulnerable time when they are mourning and they are grieving. And so the state, and here in Illinois, has had enough of it. And they've had enough. And so 3 days in the session in April that I will be talking in front of a joint house on this committee, and they want my opinion. They know who I am. They know what I do. Dawn Gordon Booth is a good friend of mine, and she's a representative for the Peoria area, right? Anyhow, she told me that I may get a letter or something from the Speaker of the House, and I did so. So I need, Adam, I need your opinion. Christina, Eldon,
yes.
I need your opinion. Okay? I need your opinion in how the state wants to regulate and license. My problem with all of this is the fact that it is going to hurt a lot of the real passionate groups who don't have a damn dime, right? But they have the passion for the paranormal field. That's who I'm going to be fighting for, is for those small groups.
Robert, I agree that we've got to have some kind of accountability in our field. Right now we have none. It's a free for all. Like you said,
Right, it is.
There's people getting hurt. There's people getting stolen from. There's, all kinds of things. We've been encountering that in our state alone. There's locations that won't even talk to us because of past experiences with other teams destroying their property or disrespecting, or doing other harms to the location. We come across that all the time here. And, there's got to be some level of accountability on the field and weeding out what's fake and what's harmful. I think there has to be definitely some education piece put in there. Like you said earlier, there is no expert in the field. However, I think there should be some type of ethical statement that we are bound by, that, we have some kind of a certificate in that, whether it, I don't know, $50 or whatever.
I do agree with that. I do agree with like the licensing. I do agree that probably wouldn't be so bad. Because like if you can get
and stuff, you can do that, but don't tax $10,000 to a group that. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but nobody charges to go investigate. I mean, we don't. If somebody needs our help, we don't charge them to go there, so we're not making money off of our investigations. We can't just drop $10,000 somewhere to get a license, and especially if we need to do it for multiple places. So we got one in Arizona, now we need to get one in Illinois if we want to go there and stuff. No, that's not. No, if you need to create a centralized location or something where everybody can register and say, "This is my group. This is what we do." Here's $1,500 to license the United States, and just so that they can have a database, and like you said, the ability to have accountability there. So yes, I'm a licensed. My team is licensed to be investigating. We're allowed to come to your house.
This is what they want to do.
Yeah, because all the people that's gonna
for a team.
All the people that are gonna get licensed are all these YouTubers that have 1 million followers. Those are the people that are going to be able to go up in there and pay 10 grand, a place, and you're going to be still having the same problem. You're going to still be having the same. Real. Yeah, because I mean, all they do is they throw up videos to get, to get views. They fake videos, they fake content, they fake, different things just to get views. Just like the fake mediums out there that prey on, the innocent victims of a child that, passed away and a grieving mother, that they prey on them. That's the same thing. They just prey on people, and it's just like the YouTube stars now. That's all they're doing. It's all it's going to get if you make it that expensive, is you're going to have all them, just them, and you're going to have no one else.
Right. Between a group with 1 to 5 a year for a license. Also, you have to show that you are bonded or you have liability insurance. That is most important also. Okay?
The insurance
Between
part,
5
I understand
and 12, you can add another $3,200, another $1,600 along with the $1,500. Okay, so again, I am going there to have my voice heard for the groups who don't have anything, but have the passion for it. That's very, very important.
Not just have the passion, but also can help other people. You take example, say myself, all right? I mean, I've been doing this 12 years. I'm not, new behind the ears here, I'm no medium. However, I'm very knowledgeable in the technology used out there in our paranormal field in order to get to some common denominator as to what may be happening in a location. And, my passion is helping those people. Just in the last week, my organization has received 6 phone calls from all over the country. And we have been pounding the pavement to get these folks some help.
I couldn't hear that at all, Adam. Nothing.
That's actually me talking.
That's Eldon.
Can you hear me, Robert? Robert, hello?
I'm here.
Adam, I couldn't hear the last part you
said. Robert, that was me talking. Can you hear me, Robert?
Wave there, Eldon. That you're the one talking. That's you talking, right?
Yeah, that's me. Robert, can you hear me?
I can't hear
We're
it.
on the technical difficulty side again.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Christina? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I'm sorry. We're making you talk a little bit more, Christina. That sounds like it hurts. I'm so sorry.
It actually does hurt. If you don't mind, I got a lot of work to do, so I'm gonna go if that's okay. But thank you for the time, and thank you for having me on. And if
Yeah,
thank you for coming.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And Robin.
Yeah, we'll get those bios out to you, okay, Christina. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate your magazine, and we appreciate everything you do.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Now have a good night. Bye-bye.
Yep, bye-bye.
And
now there's 4.
Did we get Robert back? Robert, are you back? Hello, Robert.
I don't think he's back yet.
I don't think so.
I'm here. I am here. I am here.
There
I can't really. I really can't hear anyone.
Yeah, I think you're having some bad difficulties over there, Robert.
Yeah, I can hear everyone pretty good. So
yeah, you guys are clear on my end. Well, except for Robert, he breaks out.
Yeah, I think Robert, except for your video there, K-Dog, you're still fiber doing green.
You got your camera. You got your camera off, don't you?
Me?
No.
Camera's off. No, my camera's on. They just say it keeps turning green or something.
That's right. I can see you. You're just green.
Yeah.
Oh, am I still green?
Yeah. There's multiple of him.
It's just me too. I don't get it.
You see me?
There you are, Robert. Yeah, there you go. Can you hear us?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Can you hear us, Robert?
Does this bother you that I'm walking around or what?
You're making me dizzy, dude.
Sorry, man. I pace a lot.
Yeah. We can see you. We can see you. Robert, can you hear us?
Robert? Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Right. Yeah, I can hear you.
There he goes. You know, I think what you're saying there, and I agree that, you know, we have to, as a field of study and as investigators.
You're garbled. I cannot understand what you're saying.
Oh wow! Can you guys? Am I gargled to you guys?
I can hear you fine, man.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's just on your end. I can hear you, but it sounds like you're having a problem with us hearing us.
I think what it is, it's a full moon. So it's a full moon.
Yeah, full moon at it again, huh?
Yeah, there goes K-Dog. He's green again.
But anyhow, yeah, we'll have to talk about this later, maybe from away from StreamYard. I don't know. But anyhow, this is going to happen in April. But I need your opinion, so please message me your opinions. I want to go to the state legislature with other people's opinions also. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
Yep.
So I want everyone to, and I have 35 minutes for my opening statement. Okay. And so that's the first day. And they'll ask me questions. The second day, there's going to be a parapsychologist there. And he will be speaking in the morning. And then in the afternoon. And then on the third day, the parapsychologist and myself and 2 folks within the state of Illinois that have been scammed by psychic mediums, also citizens who allowed ghost teams to, and they were ripped off, and how they knew they were ripped off.
Yeah, I think part of
there
being
were
able
cameras in their home.
So Robert, if they're gonna allow that in there,
I think. What about me, Robert? Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all?
I cannot understand. No, I can't understand you. No.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here.
Oh no. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So if they're going to allow those folks in there to present that they've been ripped off and they've been scammed by the mediums, would they be allowing people in that have been helped by mediums? Are they going to allow people in that's been actually helped by investigators that have gotten a result to their situation? Are they going to let those people in and speak as well?
They are. The first 3 days. Go ahead.
I think part of the licensing should be given to teams that don't charge to go into houses, that don't, because like we've never charged. I don't know what teams do charge,
That's what I would say. Nobody does.
Oh,
it's not supposed to.
That's what I always thought.
There are lots.
There are
lots of them that do. Yeah,
and I think that should be part of the stipulation is, because then you would weed out the people that are fraudulently doing it. If you're going in there just to make money and trying to, you should be using your content or whatever, your Instagram or your YouTube or whatever to make, or donations or whatnot. But
from events or something, like you shouldn't, if you're a company that charges to investigate, then you should pay a license to have a monetized investigation team. I can see that.
Yeah.
But like somebody who just helps, like, how they do nonprofit organizations, you got to register them, but there's a whole bunch of things that get set aside for them, like tax breaks and things like that, because they're nonprofit organizations. Where we can go throw events and stuff and make money off of that, but we don't charge anybody. So
no,
it's kind of hard for us to recuperate that if that's what we need to go somewhere and investigate.
And that's basically why we all do it, is to try to get a window into the paranormal because of our own experiences and to help other people. Basically it's to help other people to figure out, if we can help them, sleep comfortably at night, then that's our job. That's what we did. And, that's the satisfaction of it,
Right. And so there's 5% that are assholes out there, 5%. Yeah. And they're making it hell for everyone else. They are. And if Illinois goes and does what they want to plan to do, you will see other states doing the same thing. They will follow suit.
Sure.
They will.
For sure they
will.
will.
In a heartbeat. So I'm happy that I'm going to go there. And I'm going to go there. And like I said, I need to hear your opinion. If you can write that out for me, you know what I mean? Because I want to put that within my opening statement. Okay, what I want, because there are great teams out there, wonderful teams out there. Okay, I know wonderful teams that have helped hundreds of people, but then you get these rascals, these bastards out there that are making it difficult for all of us legitimate people. It only takes a few. And when
I'm glad that you're the one that's going out there to represent all the little teams, because I couldn't pick a better person to do it.
I'm sorry, I'm here. But anyhow, I'm very adamant about helping the smaller teams. And to being the voice of the smaller team, the passionate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad it's you.
And that's why, and so I need your opinions so I can add those and such like that. I have asked the citizens of Illinois and the such to send letters about what the state is planning to do. When I have reached out to other people in different states, Eldon and Adam, they laughed at me. They said, "No, Robert, their state's not going to do that. Please, you get one state to do it."
They definitely will do that. If Illinois is able to pass it and make money off it, then definitely other states will follow suit.
If it's a matter of making money, you bet your sweet butt that somebody's going to be trying to pass that bill.
Yep.
Right.
All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off for the night. It's starting to get a little chilly outside, so I'm going to move back on the indoors. You guys have a good night.
All right, Kenny, we'll talk to you later.
All right, Kenny, take care, buddy.
Good night,
Robert. It was a pleasure to meet you, my friend.
Okay, send me a friend request, please.
For real, I will. Eldon, make sure that information gets sent so I can make it happen.
All right,
sounds
buddy.
like you were sending it already.
Yep, you are.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Have a good night, you guys.
Right. Later, bud.
Bye. I'll come down to Arizona and have a cocktail.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
No, but
Yeah,
no,
let
but
me.
Daniel, truthfully, but really, honestly, guys, when I have mentioned that to other teams in different states, they just laughed at me, and I said it's not a laughing matter because it is going to happen, and it breaks my heart, like I said, that I'm fighting for the little guy out there. I'm fighting for the teams that don't have a damn dime, that don't
Yeah.
even have EVP machines. You know what I mean? But they're passionate. You know,
And that's the problem
and
is
there's
there's so many teams that ruin it for other teams, and you hear about it all the time. It's so hard to even get in to investigate places because of other teams, and it can't be like that. You got to leave it the way you came. I never understood it, why you would want to, hurt your reputation and hurt, your team by being jagoffs, but they do. They like to scam, they money people,
It's very true. And I
So.
know that the families who are going to be talking, I don't know them personally, and I don't know who they are, but they have police reports that because I have police reports because of the police, and also they have their own video of people, investigators, taking things from their houses.
What? Jesus.
Robert, and I'm quite sure that this happens, and I have no doubt about that. But let's be real about it. Those things could easily be faked as well. I can get four of my cousins to come to my house and videotape them doing some investigation and take some stuff I wanted. I just don't know.
I just don't understand what the point would be. What's the point? Why are you going to call the police on a team? Were you unhappy with what they said? Is that why? What? And I guess you'd have to look at the background of these teams and see if there's other bad, reviews or whatever that they're doing.
Well, Adam, that's what the problem is. There is no oversight on any team.
Yeah.
Anyone can write a Yelp about a team and say they're excellent, and they're actually team members writing that information.
I know. I ran a restaurant for 11 years, so I know how that goes.
Yeah.
So no, I understand that.
Wow. And also with him here in the state of Illinois, that women have been harassed. A woman has been raped. What? And so there's a lot of nasty things going on. And I know there was a Paracon, I would say, maybe in Kansas. And I know that several women had talked about how they were hit upon by other guys in other groups. And they were disgusted by that. And,
so Robert,
unfortunately, there's those people in everyday life, and it sucks that it's come into the paranormal world, and that is a good point that an oversight of teams where there is one single database where you could look up all the registered teams and have a good database on how good they are or what they do and stuff like that. Like, I'm all for that. I'm not down on that at all.
Robert, in the trucking industry, I was a truck driver for 17 years, and in the trucking industry, they have something called a DAC record. What a DAC record is, it mirrors exactly what your credit report would be, except it's a credit report for truck drivers. It reports on all their activity through their career, if they make infractions, if they have done things to destroy equipment, or if they've had an accident with a particular company. These occurrences and these situations are reported to a DAC record system. And this way, the next company can actually access that DAC record system and see what this particular standing history is for the gentleman or lady that they're hiring for their company, to see what maybe they've done in their past. You see what I'm saying? As it pertains,
and that's one thing the state, right, and that's one thing the state wants to. When somebody comes in for a license, everyone will have a background check. Everyone, and if there's any fraction, any felony, any violent misdemeanor crime, no one will get a license.
Yeah.
No one will. I mean,
Yeah,
they're going to have to.
if that person,
They're going to have to make that licensing a little bit reasonable. I mean, factoring in the fact that, like Kenny said, a lot of these teams aren't getting paid for anything. It's coming out of their own pocket for batteries or for equipment, for gas to get somewhere, lodging if they have to go out of town, and of course, then you've got your food cost, of course, naturally everything to do with the traveling of your team. And,
Right.
to have some insane amount imposed upon the team or members, for licensing is just ridiculous. Pay for a background check. I understand that. I get it. We don't want the state to pay for a background check. I think that should be on the investigator or the team. I get that. A small licensing fee. I can go to Tombstone, Arizona right now, and I can get a business license for $35. Why am I going to pay thousands of dollars to be able to just investigate into a state? That just makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
I know.
or they could have two different kind of licensing. They could have like a monetized team licensing, or up and coming team. Like at least
here's the thing. Monetizing
the thing is being registered. Being a registered team. Even if it's $35 or something. A registered team where you have to put in all your information into one single database where anyone can pull it up and look. I mean, that's a great idea. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Making it $10,000 per state. I mean, I think that's a little ridiculous.
What they're doing,
you're going to have a total of one team a state doing anything.
What they're doing in that situation, Robert, is they're not trying to regulate anymore. They're not trying to put some kind of accountability on teams. At that point, what they're trying to do is get rid of teams. Period.
well, yeah, I mean, it's very intrusive, and that's what I'm going to state also is that the government is already so damn intrusive, and this is just one other thing that they want to horn in on. Granted, do I think that we need some type of regulation? Yes, because there's a lot of shit out there.
Absolutely.
And like I said, 95% of us are legitimate. There's that 5% that are giving us all this trouble. And the state of Illinois has heard it from from the citizens here. They've had enough of it. And so, April, it's going to begin.
And I guess we'll find out what they go with. Well, I'm just glad that you're representing all the smaller teams out there, and going to be the voice for everybody, because I couldn't pick a better person to do it. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate that. Go ahead.
I've got some information here. You're talking about a couple of teams coming in and explaining that they've been done wrong. And I want to share something with you real quick, Robert. And you might want to take this into your meeting with them. And I'm going to share the screen, and let me know if you can see this screen when I pull it up. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay. Now can you see my screen here still?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's so little. It's so little. What does it say?
Okay. This is actually a standing list on one particular platform of paranormal societies in Illinois alone. And if you look at the top here, it says there's 173 teams just on this platform. Now, if you go down here below, you'll see that there's some teams from surrounding states like Indiana, Iowa, Wisconsin. And in order to do, let's see here. It doesn't tell me exactly how many's on here, but the list looks like it's about 4 times the length of the list from Illinois. And Illinois is only at 173. So you're probably looking 600 to 700 teams that are serving Illinois from just surrounding areas. Could these teams be coming from other states? Now, the thing is you're going to have a couple of claims coming in and showing that they've been ripped off, or they've been stolen from, or they've been, defrauded by, mediums. There are so many hundreds of teams out there serving Illinois alone. It's just a small fraction of the teams out there that they're looking at. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that's why he said it's a 5%, 95% of us are good. It's at 5%, but I think there should be some kind of regulation. I mean, because if those 5% keep doing it, what does that help? It helps nobody. So if we can figure out a way to weed them out, I'm all for that. I don't think that the whole 10,000, that you're going to weed out 99% of the teams and leave 1%. And those might be part of the 5% douchebags that are doing it. They're the ones that have the YouTube channels that are making hundreds of thousands of fucking, a year doing it. So they're going to be the ones able to pay for it, Those are the ones that don't care what content they make. And, the mediums that scam the old ladies and the grieving mothers and stuff, they're the ones getting paid to do that. So they're the ones making money. So they're the ones that are going to pay the $10,000 fee, The people that don't make the money, that don't, that do it off their own pocket, they're not going to be able to pay it. So the only people that are going to be able to pay it are the ones that are making money doing it, charging clients, so it's not going to weed out. It's not going to weed out the bad. It's going to weed out the good and leave the bad.
Right.
That's my opinion on it. I don't know. I'm not an expert or nothing, but
I can't see you, but anyhow, I can't see anybody.
No.
Oh no, I can.
Still.
I don't know what happened.
Well, we can still hear you.
Now I can see.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. But anyhow, I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention that
I'm glad you did.
That this is serious. But a lot of people are just laughing when I bring it up, and I think the laugh is going to be upon them.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I think the laughing is going to be upon them also, because I know if Illinois does do it, then surrounding states will jump in line.
I'm going to do my best to represent all of us legitimate folks. I know that they're going to require for psychic mediums to have a degree from a reputable and accredited university or college. And the degree has to be in psychology. It can be in abnormal parapsychology, forensic psychology. They have to have a degree in psychology. And they also have to be licensed. And like for me, I am covered by that because I'm licensed in 9 states.
I'm a little confused, Robert. Why would a medium be required to have a degree in psychology?
Can't hear you. I can't hear you, Adam.
I
didn't hear that.
That was me, Robert. Can you hear
Eldon.
me?
I'm sorry. Okay. Now I can. Yes.
My question, Robert, is, and I'm going to give you an example. I worked with a lady here that has had no experience at all in psychology. She claims to be a medium. My question is, what exactly does having a degree in psychology have to do with legitimizing one's claim as being a medium and preventing that individual from scamming somebody as a medium?
Part of it is in parapsychology, we do discuss about the paranormal, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. And so their thinking is that if somebody has a degree in any type of psychology, then at least they will be licensed by the state. Also, that they will have malpractice insurance. You see what I mean? That's what I'm getting at.
So if they misrepresent as a medium, then they'll be bound under the license as a psychiatrist or something of that nature. Or I mean, is that what you're?
One thing that they're talking about, like with me, I'm licensed in 9 states. Okay, I'm licensed in 9 states. What they are proposing that if I wanted to get a team together, that they would ride under my license, under the umbrella. If that makes sense. Okay. And if anything would happen, then it comes back on me. It is my license. It is my malpractice insurance. You understand? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah,
But have they accepted mediums and parapsychology in the scientific field enough to give it its own certificate of study under the study of psychology?
Parapsychology, yes, people get degrees in parapsychology. They do. The problem is that a lot of these people go, somebody told me a couple of days ago they were going to go online to get a demonology certificate. I said that means nothing. Means nothing. You can pay you can pay $100 and whatever, right? But I said that
I can go get one.
That won't stand up either. Go ahead, Adam. What? Go ahead.
No, I was saying I could go get one then and be a demonologist.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that, but it has to be laughing.
Adam said he can go get one and be a demonologist too. Then,
yes, and there's a lot right now. I know of 5 teams that have a demonologist supposedly who has gone online and paid $150 to be certified. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, Robert
wouldn't stand up and
Robert, I'll tell you what, man. Why don't you tell these people to get their money back? They can send me $75 and I will send them a certificate.
Yeah.
We can all make some money.
Amen. Amen. Oh, I mean, granted, if I would have thought about that 10 years ago, it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? So when I hear these people that they want to go online, oh my God.
Well, that's like the guy selling, that's like the guy selling the lots on the moon. You can buy some property on the moon for $100.
Right.
He'll even give you the title to it, won't he?
Yeah, you get the title and everything. You get the whole shebang.
That's right, and it's yours.
Yeah, it's yours.
You know, it's yours for $150. It's yours for $150.
All right, Robert. Well, you know what? I sent your information to both Adam and Kenny. They have your information. And brother, you and I were already hooked up, linked up, and you and I definitely will be talking and going over some stuff from between New Mexico and Arizona and stuff. And I'm very intrigued at what's going on in Illinois, and I would love to get on the bandwagon with that. Write you up with anything you might need, or we can get some statements written if you'd like, and kind of get some perspective from that end of the field, and try to help out where we can with that, brother. So you just let me know what you need, man. All right.
Well, thank you so much. And again, if this doesn't going to affect Illinois, it's going to affect the entire country. Everyone will be affected by this.
Oh, sure. Eventually it will. Absolutely.
So, love and peace to everyone. Thanks, guys. And I do want to come down to Arizona. It's been a long time since I've been there. Well, I've been to like northern Arizona. I think the furthest south I've been to in the recent time is like Sedona, Prescott, Jerome area, but I would love to come back down to the valley of the sun, so.
Okay, Robert.
Okay.
Well, it's going to be good to see you.
Talk to you guys later. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, Robert. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Robert.
Wow.
And there's 2.
Yeah, then there's 2. I really wish we could have gotten a better signal on Robert. I would have loved to have heard some more.
Yeah, it was cutting out here and there, but I think we got a good conversation out of him. I think we heard what we needed to hear.
Yeah, and it's interesting information that Robert always brings us, man. So I'm going to go ahead and end this tonight, man. I think for what it was pretty good. And man, I'm praying for Brian and his wife. His wife was rushed to the hospital, and so
my phone cut out right during that time.
His wife is pregnant, so they're expecting another baby, and that's outstanding news. But apparently,
pray for everything,
and hopefully, and hopefully everything's going to be okay. So I've been waiting to hear from him.
Well, you let me know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So other than that, I'm going to go ahead and start hitting our ending here. And bro, thanks for coming on, man, and chilling out with us, bro.
Hey, it was awesome. I had a great time, man.
All right, Adam. We'll see you next time, man. You take care and talk to you later.
All right, bud. Later.